Hi and welcome back to my channel. Before we start this video, I want to please remind you to subscribe to my channel and click the notification bell so we stay in touch, and like this video if you're gonna like it. Now I'm going to present to you some products that I got from Kiko. I wanted to swatch these since it's so hard to go and swatch anything nowadays since with the pandemic. And I have a palette with a bronzer inside, blush and highlighter, and I think an extra beigey matte shade that's in there too. There's 3 blushes in here, not just one. And I also got 4 lip pencils and 2 eye pencils. I'm going to swatch everything in this video, and these are just some products that I got for my mom. The lip pencils, not all of them, just some of them, but the eye pencils for sure, and the palette. My mom didn't apply makeup ever. I think I've only caught her once and applied some foundation and everything, blush, bronzer, and she really liked how her makeup look came out. My mom has always just used eye pencil, mascara and lipstick, but since she never applied foundation, bronzer, blush, highlight and these type of things, I have purchased a few products to help her kind of learn the basics for that, and which order you apply them. I just feel like nowadays everyone knows about these things, but there are some people that have never applied makeup, and my mom is one of those people. But today is going to be about these Kiko products that I have here. If you are looking on the Kiko website and you are thinking about this particular palette or any of these lip pencils, or I'm just gonna swatch whatever I have here. I'm going to start swatching these from left to right, from the upper left here. So I have this matte shade. This is a very matte, kind of powdery looking shade. Maybe you could use that on the brow. It feels very soft though. It's not very pigmented. Moving on to the bronzer. It's very soft. It feels very soft. It has a slightly sheen to it. It's not completely matte. This is the shade. Now the highlighter. It's quite golden looking, like a champagne kind of shade. Now I'm gonna move on to the blush. I'm gonna put it there maybe. It's quite powdery. It's a beautiful pale peach. I do like the way this one looks, but it's a bit powdery, as I was saying. Now the pink shade, not very pigmented. Going to try and get a bit more. To be honest, I can barely see it. I'm gonna try and build it up, but it's not much I can do. It doesn't build up more than that. You see, it's not very pigmented. So far this is more pigmented than that. It's quite powdery as well. I must say I'm not a fan of this pink blush. And now I'm gonna swatch this third shade. Ooh, this is more pigmented, you see. Why couldn't have this pink been a bit more pigmented? Don't know. Building it up, looks like that. So this is the palette swatched with the blushes and beigey matte shade, bronzer and highlight. And this is how it basically looks like. I think this palette is quite powdery, but it could be good, as I said, for someone that's just starting with applying bronzer, blush, highlight. This is how much it opens up, so basically it's flat. Just wanted to share that too, so you can adjust this however you need it. It's a mirror all the way until the edges. I'm going to dip my brush into the bronzer, cut the excess and apply. Maybe I'm gonna use another brush. I really like to use more fluffier, bigger brushes. I'm gonna pinch it and apply the bronzer on the brush. Hopefully I won't get any blush. Oh yeah, oh my god, that's a lot that I took. So I'm just gonna build it slowly. Maybe I'll just try an angled brush with this. Maybe it works better. I keep on switching the brushes. just because, oh yeah, that would be much better. I was curious to see how this is on the skin. I'm taking it on the eyelid a bit as well. I have a mirror here and that's where I look. Under the chin, getting a bit more just so I can get this kind of, no, not very good idea having the hair all over. Behind the ear and down my neck. I need to bring it here a bit more. Now I'm going to go in with the blush. What blush should I use? I really like this color on me, so I'm gonna go in with that. Just there. I can also mix these two, or just mix all of them. You know, you can play around with it however you prefer. I did forget to shake the excess. I do like to apply blush and I overdo it sometimes. I don't know what's up with me and the blush, but I really like it. Just gives me that really fresh, youthful glow. I think I'm gonna mix these two together just a tiny bit. Even though I should stop with the blush probably, but I think I applied a lot of blush today. Okay, now that I did that, I'm going to take some highlighter with this brush, maybe, even though it's a bit dirty. I'm gonna take the highlighter, this shade, and let's see. It's quite subtle. It's a lovely looking highlight for a powder, I'm thinking, because it's not in your face, like very prominent. It's quite a subtle highlight, which I like. It's not, you can build it up though, but it's not, you know, that kind of highlight that's too much. Like, for example, I have one from Jeffree Star that's a lot, way too much for daylight. To be honest, seeing my habits with makeup, I don't know why I ever purchased that product. It's a beautiful product, it's lovely, it's pigmented, I love it, but I don't really use it very much just because I just don't go for that type of highlight very much, almost never. So I shouldn't have purchased that probably, but I do like a more subtle highlight. I think I've put way too much bronzer for my liking. I usually go with less, but you can at least see the product a bit more. I do like the colors, but they are a bit on the powdery side, I must say. They probably look it as well. They look powdery, they are powdery, but I'm not saying I don't like them. They're good for when you start applying makeup for the first time, or they're good for someone that begins with makeup, because you can just play around with these blushes, and you have a bronzer and 3 blushes in here and a highlight, and that matte shade as well that can go on the brow bone, that can go all over the lid. So I think it's a useful shade to have in there. I don't really know how you use that shade, the matte one, but I suppose that is how I would use it. Another product that I got for my mom is this L'Oreal True Match Highlight, and it's supposed to be a 2-in-1 powder glow illuminator. It says opens the eyes, creates symmetry, enhances the cheekbones, and boosts radiance. On the back it has suggested ways of application. This one is in Golden Glow. I've noticed in the story was another one which was kind of like icing glow, more of a kind of silvery look, maybe pearly look. This one is more on the gold side, and I picked this one because I'm a sucker for gold tones. This is in fact the first product that I got her, thinking that it has a bronzer, a blush, a highlighter, and all in one. But when I got home and I swatched this and made a video for her, because I made a video in which I show her how to apply these steps, I just noticed that actually I didn't pay attention in the store. This is an illuminator kind of finishing powder, and it's not actually bronzer, blush. It's more of an illuminator, which it says on the box, but I wasn't paying attention. 2-in-1 powder glow illuminator. So I realized that this wouldn't be bronzer, blush, and highlight. It's more of a finishing powder. Nevertheless, I loved this product, and I actually purchased one for myself as well. This is the initial one I have for my mom, and because I swatched it and used it and loved it when I was making the video for her, and even after I used it once, because just on my makeup, because I loved it so much, so I went and bought another one for my mom, which is brand new and not opened since I've been using this, because I fell in love with it. I'm gonna actually apply it all over right now so I can show it to you. This is how this looks, and I just dipped my nail by mistake in here and ruined it, but this is the one I'm gonna keep. So the one that's not opened, I'm gonna send to my mom. I suggest you could apply it above your eyebrow, underneath the eyebrow, underneath the eye, on the outer corner here, nose, upper lip, and the chin. Put it a bit there above. Oh my god, my brush fell. It has a brush underneath here, I forgot to mention. On the nose, above my lip, on the chin, a bit. Basically, I don't know what's up with this product, but I want to put it all over the place, and I don't know why. So you just distribute it better because it just hugs all this area here and there. I just love. And also this brush is so soft. They're from a set from Rosie. Got them in Marks and Spencer. It's a supermarket here, and they're really soft. I love these brushes. Okay, I think it's a really good product for the price. It does a really good job with illuminating. It really does. Look how well it illuminated here. It just gives you that kind of healthy glow. I really like what this product does, and for the price it's a really good buy, and I recommend it if you want a bit of a finishing powder, you know. It just gives you kind of like a subtle effect. That is if you don't put too much, but you can just play with it a bit and decide for yourself. I also got two automatic eyeliner and Khol pencil for the eyes. This one is number 10 and this one is number 9. They have a sharpener here, like this, see? And they have a little sponge here as well, like a kind of like a gummy sponge for some smokiness if you want to rub it against the pencil. And oh, this is so hard to open actually. This is the number 10. This is how it looks like. It's a very dark turquoise type of shade. And the number 9 just looks like that. This is number 9. They're very soft and velvety. They feel very comfortable on when you apply them to the skin. They're just so soft. These are retractable eye pencils. And I also got 4 lip pencils. I'm going to swatch them for you. I got mine in the numbers 318, 309, 317 and 301. So this is 318, 309, 317 and 301. I must say that these lip pencils are really good. They're really creamy and they stay put really well. So I think I'm gonna get some other shades. I need a red, a really bright red, since I started wearing more bold colors lately. If just like me you're trying to decide on some shades and it would be useful to see them swatched in daylight, you know, then maybe this video might help you if you're leaning towards one of these shades that I have and the eye pencils that I have, especially nowadays where you don't have the option to swatch stuff or try things on. And I think for me personally it's useful when I want to purchase something, and it's useful if I see it in a video swatched, and then I can decide easier if the shade is for me or not. From all of the shades at the moment, this is the shade I wear the most, the 318 lip pencil. But I go through phases and stages, so that might change, you know. I have lipsticks in all of the shades that I got the lip pencil in, and therefore I'm sure I'm going to use the other ones as well. This is how this 318, did I say? yeah, looks like on the lips. Really nice. I'm gonna now put the lipstick that matches this. I'm gonna go ahead and finish my makeup look, and I'm gonna be using this Marc Jacobs palette. I have a video on reviewing this palette. I'm gonna just link it down below, or just put it somewhere around here. I really like this palette. I've been using it a lot since I got it.
Tell me to sleep.
Gotcha! I got you, didn't I? Got you good. This is the finished result. I really enjoyed this product, especially the L'Oreal illuminating powder. I really love that product. I do recommend them for anyone that wants to have their bronzer and blush and highlight together in the same palette. I think they're a bit on the powdery side, but for someone that just starts and wants to have their bronzer and blush and highlight in one and an extra beigey matte shade, then that's a good palette to get, I think. So this was my video. I hope it was useful, and I hope it will help you decide if you were thinking of any of the shades that I showed you in this video. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel, click the notification bell to stay notified each time I post a video, and we stay in contact, we stay in touch. Also, don't forget to like my video. Please like it if you thought it was good, if it was useful to you, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!